So from the title of the video, you already know what I'm going to be talking about. I've gave a lot of thought into making this video or not, but eventually I found three main reasons why I want to do it. First is because I want to finish this chapter of my life. I want to complete this story. Second reason is because I want to raise awareness to this and to say if you are suffering from bullying, you are not alone. There are people that have suffered from bullying and are suffering from bullying. And if we raise enough awareness on this subject, on this problem, we can make sure that in the future no people will suffer from bullying. And the last reason, the third reason, is because I have someone very, very close to me that's suffering from bullying. And I cannot do anything about it. And that leaves me very sad and angry too. So everything started off on middle school. We were making a tour. I was a new student to the school. We were making a tour, and for some reason, I don't recall why, I had fall behind. And I found myself in a situation where one other student slaps me in the neck, and I just start crying. Teachers heard me, went back to see what did just happen, and then I told them that he had slapped my neck, and then they talk with them and they say that that's not right, that's wrong. That triggered the whole situation, because from that moment on, people knew that I was weak and that I was I had give myself emotionally. I had shown myself emotionally, so I would seen as weak. Since that moment, I had been verbally abused, physically abused. Verbal abused, we are talking about calling me names, offending my family, making fun and making everything negative. Everything that is connected to me is negative. And physical abuse, we are talking about throwing me things like rocks, papers, trash, beating me down and forcing me to enter in fights. I remember one time where I was forced to enter in a fight where other students circled me and one of my colleagues and forced me to fight. He tried to hit me with a rock, but eventually I won the fight, and I just started running to go away, but then they catched me up and beated me down. Also, I was sexually harassed by one of the employees of the school, the monitors of the school. That was a very, very hard memory to me too. Very difficult one. And yeah, I'm not going to specify each memory. I can say the most vivid ones, but I don't want to specify each one. It was a very hard time in the school. It was a very difficult time to me. There were lots of moments, lots of negative things. And even when I try to think about it, the past, everything, sometimes it seems that it doesn't have a timeline. I see things kind of blurred and blacked out, because that is explained because I was in huge stress on the school. It was just very, very hard to me. It was horrid. It was just a very difficult thing. The offenders weren't just students and colleagues. were also teachers. Teachers would make me a lesser person and try to suppress me. Actually, if there was a word to say what I felt through all those years in that school, would be suppressed. I was suppressed. I was suppressed since middle school to high school. I couldn't express myself. I couldn't talk without being made fun of, or without without people offending me. I had no way of actually expressing myself. So teachers would do that a lot, and they like to do that. Not all of them, a few of them, but they did enjoy doing that, because my mother was also a teacher and there was some envy in that matter, but we're not going to that way. I don't want to go through that. So when I made it to high school, taking bullying and everything, there was one time, actually, this is one of my most vivid memories, when one of the students broke my skateboard. I had a skateboard that I used to go and to walk on. I was very into skating, and he actually break down the skateboard. That was also a very bad memory. But yeah, when I was in high school, I remember being in this class, and mathematics class, and the teacher said to me that I should leave school, that I wasn't going to complete high school, and I wouldn't ever complete the high school, that I was done for. That was very hard for me to listen to, and that moment, with all the other moments, especially when I was sexually harassed, made me drop school, and I left school. I actually left school, and I went home, and I started to have a depression, and that depression went since I was 17 to when I was 23 years old, 22 years old, something like that. That depression was with me a lot of time, and it brought me a lot of problems like anxiety, everything, and well, very bad moments. But eventually I took control of it, and I made sure this depression would disappear. What I want with this story is to raise awareness to the fact that bullying someone is not correct. Doing something like that, it's not correct. It's just surreal. I mean, even when I look back into that place, into that people, into my school, I just that's just so surreal. Everything that happened to me, everything that I have no words to describe it. It was just so surreal, so something so negative that I cannot describe it. To this day, I don't have words to describe the moments that I have passed on that school. So what I want with this is sorry for that. I didn't want to cut the video, but talking on this subject is so difficult to me. What I want to say is that bullying is wrong. Not just the fact that you are doing bullying, but the quantity of scars and problems that the issue leaves on a person are very high. I had no friends. I had no one. I literally had no social life. I didn't have any friend outside my house. The only friend that I had was it wasn't a friend, it was a computer. The only thing that could give me some comfort was playing video games. That's not supposed to happen to a person. A person should feel connected with other people. And bullying people stop that connection. You are just putting someone totally outside. And that's not correct. Schools must look into that matter. Schools must look into that problem. Schools must solve that. People must solve that. This is wrong. And like I said, if you suffer from bullying, you are not alone. I guarantee you that. You are not alone. And I can even tell you more. Once you get out of that situation, you are going to feel better. It might be hard, but you are going to surpass that. You are capable of surpassing. And this might look a little bit weird, but I wouldn't change a thing of what happened to me. I wouldn't change anything. And so neither should you, because you are not the one that's wrong. They are wrong. And actually, going through all these problems, going through all these bad situations, made me a stronger person. I can guarantee you that if it wasn't for all that bullying that I went through, all those problems, I wouldn't be who I am, for sure. I would be a totally different person. I could even be like them. I could be even in their side. Probably not, because I wouldn't do that. I don't feel that's something that should be done, but I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. I'm stronger now, and I feel that I have learned a lot with that, even though it left lots of negative things. Like, for quite some time, I had no social life, but I find a way to solve that issue. And this is what I want you to understand. If you're suffering, or even if you have a friend or a family member that suffers from this, you'll become stronger. And you should also look for help too. You should also look to solve the issue. But for sure, this problem will make you a stronger person, and a person with a higher perspective than the people who bully, who have no perspective. I guarantee you that people who bully others and that make bad to others, they feel so empty inside. They are totally empty. They are very, very meaningless. I guarantee you that. Because they do it because they want to feel superior. So, if you are suffering from this, if you have suffered, you are a stronger person. And I think that's it. I want to go deeper into this. I don't feel like I should go deeper into this. I think it's okay like this. The most important thing is to for myself is to give experience and knowledge, and I do hope that somehow I did give you some experience and knowledge.